As Maya Chen connected her recorder, the Ridgewood Town Hall didn't know the sound about to shatter their calm.
This was recorded 2 miles north, in the proposed Pinecrest development area.
The recording blared, a scream, high and ripping, almost human. The room froze in horror. Panic erupted. Chairs scraped, shouts rang out. The meeting collapsed into chaos.
That's it. We need to clear that land now. There's a dangerous animal out there.
You don't know what it is. It might not be a threat.
It doesn't matter. People are terrified. The development is the only solution.
Maya knew she couldn't let fear destroy the forest. She had to identify the source.
1 week, I'll find the animal, record its calls, and prove it's not a monster. Or you can clear the land.
1 week. If you fail, the permits are final.
That same night, Maya Chen drove to the edge of Pinecrest Forest. The trees swallowed the moonlight.
7 days. No backup. Just you, the dark, and a nightmare screaming.
She followed old report coordinates, headlamp slicing through thick pines. The air was cold, dead silent. Then it came, the scream, tearing through the night, closer than the meeting recording. Her bones shook.
Don't run. That's what it wants, to scare everything off. But I need to see it.
She pushed forward, recorder armed, her thumb on the gain dial. Every snap of a twig shot adrenaline through her veins. Through the underbrush, a shape moved, stocky, low, tufted ears catching the weak light. A bobcat, no doubt, then gone.
A bobcat. It's a bobcat. But that's not enough for Grant. I need its voice.
She fumbled, hit record, but only caught a few distorted barks before the forest went silent again.
That scream. It's a language. But I have no dictionary. This forest could swallow me whole.
By first light, Maya hadn't slept. She followed faint tracks deeper into the Pinecrest thicket, the scream still echoing in her memory. Behind a curtain of fern, she froze. A shallow den beneath a fallen oak cradled a tawny mother bobcat and 2 tiny cubs. The mother purred deeply as the cubs nursed. Then a soft chitter, a call to settle closer. A language, not noise.
That chitter is a directive. She's telling them where to be. This bobcat has a vocabulary.
She raised her recorder, capturing the chitter and a responding chirp from the gray cub. Her spectrogram lit with crisp peaks.
And that low rumble, a purr, contentment. Not a monster, a mother caring for her young.
She watched the cubs tumble over each other, unaware their home was only a few hundred yards from Grant's blueprint.
If those machines come, this family dies. But the scream is a warning I still can't translate. Time is eating me alive.
She had sounds, chitter, purr, chirp, but no key. The scream's true function remained elusive, and the clock was grinding down.
I need to hear the scream in its natural context, not as a recording, but as a living voice in the dark.
Maya trudged into the Ridgewood Ranger Station, her field recorder clutched like a lifeline. Ranger Dale waited, arms crossed.
I've identified the source, a bobcat family. They don't just scream. They have calls like chitters and purrs.
That's not proof, Chen. Those could be any animal. I need the scream in a context that shows it's harmless.
Still chasing ghost stories, the community wants that land cleared. I've moved the timeline 4 days, not 7.
You can't just speed up the clock. I need more time to prove this isn't a threat.
You had your chance, Dale. We need an answer. The permits are ready.
I'll give you 48 hours, Maya. Bring me a recording of that scream in the wild, proving it's a defensive bluff, or I authorize the clearing.
48 hours. That's almost nothing. But I have no choice.
And if you are caught trespassing on development land, your career is over. Think carefully.
With 48 hours and her career on the line, Maya stormed out, the forest calling her back into its dark tongue. Maya crawled through fern and bramble, her field notebook already smeared with mud. She needed every second of the 48 hours.
A yowl, low, carrying through the pines. That's a long-distance warning, not a threat. She's marking territory.
In her notebook, she charted each call. The chitter summoned the cubs. The purr meant calm. The scream, though, was a ghost, always defensive, never predatory. Distant coyote yips cut the air. Sierra's ears flattened, her growl vibrating through the den, cubs freezing behind her.
Now. The scream has to come now. She's cornered, her cubs at stake.
But Sierra only growled and swiped a paw, herding the cubs into the den. No scream, just a mother's calculated retreat.
The scream is a last resort. It's a bluff to stun, not a weapon. She uses it when escape is impossible.
She overlaid spectrograms. The yowl's steady drop, the chitter's staccato, the scream's chaotic spike. The pattern was clear, but theory meant nothing without proof.
I need a natural scream event. Something that triggers her before she can retreat. But that's dangerous, for her, for me.
24 hours remained. Grant's survey flags now dotted the forest edge. She had to force a confrontation, but not today. At dusk, heavy footsteps crashed through her camp. Grant Morrison, no escort, no warning, his tablet tucked like a weapon.
Still playing wildlife savior? The contractors roll in at dawn. You've got nothing but animal noises.
Those noises are a complex communication system. I've cataloged yowls, chitters, purrs. The scream is a bluff, not aggression.
Pretty spectrograms won't stop a lawsuit. People are scared. I can make this go away if you just let the project proceed.
You are asking me to lie, to bury the truth about a mother and her cubs so you can pave over their home.
I am asking you to be practical. No one believes a wildcat just screams for fun. Prove it, or the machines move in.
He's trying to rattle me, make me doubt my own data, but I've heard that mother's voice. I know what it is.
By noon tomorrow, this forest will be quieter. Pack up, Chen. Save what's left of your reputation.
He just gave me the deadline. Tonight, I force the scream. No more theory.
The countdown was no longer a number. It was the roar of diesel engines. She had one night to prove the scream was a mother's last defense. Maya positioned a small speaker near the den, her finger hovering over the playback button. This was a dangerous gamble.
If this backfires, she might abandon the den altogether. But I need to see her instinct.
She played the scream, the exact recording from the town meeting. The sound tore through the silent pines. Sierra burst from the den. Fur bristled, eyes wild. She searched the darkness, but found no enemy. Instead of attacking, she let out a sharp chitter, then scrambled back to the den entrance. The cubs squeaked in alarm.
She's not chasing the threat. She's warning the cubs and retreating. It's a defensive response.
Within minutes, Sierra emerged again, a cub dangling in her mouth. She moved them, one by one, to a thicker thicket.
I've scared her. Now she's hiding them deeper. I've lost my window for easy observation.
The playback experiment confirmed her theory, but at a cost. The den was empty, and the Bobcats were on high alert.
I have behavioral evidence, but no natural recording. She won't scream again without a real threat. Time is almost up.
Through the pre-dawn chill, Maya tracked Sierra's prints to a new den. Deeper in the timber, beneath a massive fallen log, Ash, the gray cub, chirped from inside the hollow. Sierra's low chitter answered, still wary from the night before. Then she saw them, fresh survey stakes, day-glow orange, driven into the soil not 20 yards from the den entrance.
The clearing line runs right over the fallen log. They'll destroy the den without even knowing it's here.
The surveyors had marked a massive pine directly above the den. By noon, chainsaws would reduce it to splinters.
I can't wait. I'll never reach Dale in time. This family depends on me being here right now.
On her laptop, She overlaid the construction blueprint with her GPS waypoints. The den was dead center in the Phase 1 clearing.
If I stay and record, I risk everything. But if I leave, the Bobcats are dead. There's no choice.
She radioed a vague message to Dale's office. Problem at the new site. Hold back surveys. But knew it wouldn't be enough.
I'll stay. I'll record whatever happens. When the machines come, the scream will finally be real, and I'll be here to prove it.
Maya burst into the ranger station, muddy and gasping, her laptop open to the GPS overlay. Dale looked up, startled.
Ranger Dale, the den is right under the Phase 1 line. Look at these stakes, not 20 yards from the Cubs.
Slow down, Chen. I see the coordinates, but this is still just paper. I need the scream in a live situation where I can hear it's defensive.
I've got the yowls, the chitters, the purrs, all proving a complex language. But the scream is a last resort. I need more time.
Your data is convincing, Chen, but the board won't accept theory. I can stall the contractors until dawn. Bring me a recording of that scream happening naturally, and I'll stop the clearing.
Dawn. That's barely 9 hours, but it's the only chance. I'll get it. There's a coyote pack moving through. If I stay, the confrontation will happen.
Be careful, Chen. If you are caught on that land before I issue an order, Grant will bury you.
Maya nodded, slinging her pack. The station door swung shut behind her, the cold forest air hitting her face.
No more waiting. This time, the scream won't be my clue. It'll be the mother's message, and I'll deliver it.
Maya crouched in the brush, recorder aimed. The coyote pack's baying neared the fallen log. A coyote slunk into the clearing. Sierra's hackles rose, her growl low.
This is it. She has no escape route. She'll scream.
Sierra's mouth gaped. The scream ripped through the forest. A mother's shield, not a threat. The coyote froze, then bolted into the darkness. The scream had done its work.
Got it. Clean recording. Natural context. She screamed to scare, not to hunt.
Her recorder captured every decibel. The scream was a bluff, and it worked.
I have to stay hidden until dawn. Grant's men can't see me here.
In the distance, a truck engine rumbled. The construction crew was prepping at the forest edge.
Dawn is still hours away. The Bobcats are safe for now, but the fight isn't over.
At dawn, Maya slipped from the thicket, recorder loaded with proof. The bulldozer's rumble already shook the ground. But before she reached the trail, 2 security guards blocked her path. Grant Morrison stepped into view.
Trespassing on private property. Chen, hand over the recorder.
You can't just bury evidence. Ranger Dale will hear this recording.
Ranger Dale has no authority here. You are already guilty. Give me the device.
A guard wrenched the recorder from her pack. Her lifeline gone, but not all of it.
The backup SD card is still tucked in my belt loop. They didn't find it.
Lock her in the site trailer until we're done. Your career is finished, Chen.
As they marched her away, the hidden card pressed against her hip, a sliver of hope.
Dale is still waiting. I just need one chance to get this to him.
The guard by the trailer turned to light a cigarette. Maya saw her chance. She darted into the tree line.
They're not watching. Go now, go fast. Don't stop.
She sprinted through the forest, the backup card a live ember against her skin. The ranger station was 3 miles off.
3 miles. That's almost 40 minutes on this terrain. Dawn is already breaking.
A root snagged her ankle. She crashed hard, mud grinding into her palms, but forced herself up.
Can't stop. The Cubs don't get a second chance, and neither do I.
Behind her, the bulldozer engine coughed to life, a metallic roar that swallowed the forest's morning sounds.
It's starting. I still have a mile. Move.
At the crest of a hill, the ranger station roof appeared through the trees. Still too far, but there.
Dale, you better be there. The Bobcat's voice is coming.
Maya crashed through the ranger station door, her chest heaving. Grant Morrison was already inside, his tablet open to the clearance schedule.
Ranger Dale, I have the scream, the real one. You need to hear this now.
Don't waste his time, Shen. Dale is about to finalize the order. You have nothing.
Dale raised a hand, silencing Grant. Maya fumbled the backup card from her belt, slipped a USB adapter from her pocket, and jammed it into the console. The coyote's snarl crackled from the speakers. Then Sierra's scream ripped through the office, raw, wild, and unmistakably defensive. The audio held, cubs chirping in alarm, Sierra hissing, and the ghostly scream echoing off timber.
That proves nothing. Any animal can make noise. You are wasting everyone's time.
Listen to the context. The coyote fled before she finished. She never attacked. She just stood her ground and screamed.
Dale stared at the spectrogram, the chaotic spike now labeled bluff. His jaw tightened. The evidence was undeniable.
Hold the line, Morrison. We're not clearing anything until I verify this recording. This changes things.
Verify? The permits are already signed. You can't just stall the project because of a cat video.
I can pause for safety verification, Morrison. But I need real-time proof the den is occupied. Policy demands it.
Then, listen live. I left a remote mic at the den this morning. We can hear the cubs now.
You brought surveillance equipment onto private land? That's illegal. This is absurd.
Enough. If you've got a live feed, Chen, play it. I'll decide if it holds up.
The battery has less than 10%. If the forest wind triggers the gain, the audio will distort, but it's the only way.
She pulled up the remote receiver software, the signal bar flickering. Static hissed from the speakers. The room fell silent. Grant watched, tense, hoping for failure. Dale leaned closer. Through the static, a faint chirp bled through, a cub calling, then another, sharper.
That's Ash. He's hungry. He'll call again. The feed is live. They're still there.
The feed steadied. Sierra's low chitter rumbled through the static, then Ember's answering chirp, then a distant mechanical growl bled through the speakers. The bulldozer engine, closer.
That's the bulldozer. It's closing on the den. The cubs are right in its path.
On the feed, Sierra's growl rose rapid, then erupted into the scream, raw and desperate. The sound filled the office, no longer a mystery but a mother's unmistakable warning.
So the cat screams. That doesn't prove it's not a threat. It's still a wild animal.
Listen, no attack, no pursuit. She's telling the cubs to hide, not hunting. It's a bluff.
Yesterday, that scream sent a coyote running. Today, it's warning cubs. That's defense, not attack.
The scream faded into static. Then, Ash's faint chirp, calling for his mother. Dale stared at the speaker, the scream still echoing in his ears. He'd heard the truth. Dale reached for the radio, his voice cutting through the tension. This is Ranger Dale, ordering an immediate cease and hold on Pinecrest Phase 1.
You can't do that. I'll sue the Forest Service into oblivion.
Do it, Morrison. I've got audio evidence of a protected species under immediate threat. My authority holds.
On the construction site, the bulldozer's blade froze mid-tilt. The foreman raised a hand. Work had stopped.
It's over. At least for now. The den is safe.
This isn't over. I'll appeal to the county board. You've made an enemy, Chen.
Let him appeal. The evidence is solid. You did good work, Chen.
Dale offered his hand. Maya shook it, her fingers still trembling from the run. The bulldozer sat silent. A yellow beast paused at the tree line. The Bobcat territory held for another day.
But this is only a pause. He'll be back. We need permanent protection.
Maya hiked back to the den, her pack heavy with fresh audio gear. Sierra lay in the sun, cubs tumbling over her tail.
They're okay. The bulldozer didn't touch them, but I need everything they say on record.
She set up her parabolic mic, the dish trained on the den. Sierra watched, then relaxed, accepting the presence. Sierra lifted her head and yowled a long, mournful note. Maya's meter pegged its territorial cadence. Ash and Ember wrestled, chittering, their tiny calls stabbing the spectrogram like seed pods.
The scream was never just noise. It's the emergency broadcast of this family, the sound that saves them.
She replayed the raw scream from the coyote standoff, labeling each frequency spike. The data was airtight. By sunset, she had a complete catalog. Chitter, purr, fur, yowl, chirp, and the scream, each placed in behavioral context.
One spectrogram shows what words couldn't. Every call has a meaning, and the scream means stay back. Now it's up to the hearing. But this time, I'm not just promising proof. I have their entire language.
The county board hearing convened in the same hall where the scream first caused panic. Maya Chen took the podium.
Last week, that scream emptied this room. Today, you'll hear it as a mother's voice, not a monster.
She played the coyote standoff. The scream ripped through the chamber, but this time, no one ran.
The coyote fled. She never attacked. The scream is a defensive bluff, the sound that saves her cubs.
A clever recording doesn't prove it's harmless. People are afraid, and that's the real threat.
Then listen to the cubs. This is what happens when the threat passes.
The chirps and purrs filled the silence. Board members exchanged glances. Some eyes glistened.
For 70 years, this family has communicated, yowling, chittering, screaming, and no one has ever been harmed.
She played the live feed from that morning. Ember's hungry chirp, Sierra's reassuring chitter. The language of survival.
Please, don't silence them. The scream isn't a threat. It's this mother asking us to stay back.
The board chair leaned into the microphone. The room held its breath. The Pinecrest development permit is permanently revoked. The forest is now a protected wildlife zone.
You'll regret this, every one of you.
He shoved his tablet into its case and stormed out, the doors banging shut behind him. Maya stayed seated, tears slipping down her cheeks. The Bobcats wouldn't be silenced.
For 70 years, I've watched this forest. Today, it became forever. Thank you, Chen.
They did it themselves. I just let their voices be heard.
By the next morning, a new sign stood at the Pinecrest edge, protected wildlife area. The survey stakes had been pulled. The bulldozer was gone. Only birdsong and the distant yowl of a bobcat mother filled the air.
They'll never meow like a house cat. But now everyone knows. Bobcats don't meow. They speak.
In the quiet of the protected forest, Maya visited the den one last time, the sun warm on the pine needles.
Nothing to fear anymore. The scream can stay silent now.
Sierra stood on a rocky outcrop and yowled, a long, low call to gather her cubs after a hunt. She chittered softly, and Ember bounded over, purring loud enough to vibrate Maya's headphones.
That purr is the sound of safety. No fear, no threat. Just a mother and her cubs.
Ash climbed the log, chirping for his mother, and Sierra purred in return, a conversation only they fully understood. Maya recorded the exchanges, the last tracks of her vocal catalog, now complete.
These recordings aren't for a hearing, they're for the archive, proof that this family once spoke. And we finally listened.
She closed her field journal, the pages filled with spectrograms and notes, the ink smudged from rain and sweat.
Bobcats don't meow. They speak in screams, purrs, and chitters. And now, everyone knows.
Months later, Maya returned to the Pinecrest Trail. The forest felt softer, safer. A low chitter echoed through the timber, deeper now. Ember, grown, called to her mother. Ash, now strong, pounced on a dry leaf, chirping the same call he'd learned as a cub. Sierra yowled from the ridge, a territorial declaration, yet no threat now. The language continued.
Last year, that scream meant fear. Now it's just a mother's voice that kept her family alive.
The juveniles had their own ranges now, but they still called home with familiar chitters and chirps.
I didn't save them. They saved themselves with a sound I just helped decode.
As dusk fell, Sierra's yowl rolled across the slope, a reminder the forest was permanently theirs.
Bobcats don't meow. They scream to protect, purr to comfort, chitter to guide. And now the world listens.
She walked the trail one last time, the forest alive with voices she had finally understood. As the sun sank below the pines, Sierra took her place on the ridge and called across the valley. Her chirp was soft, not a scream. A mother's summons passed down through generations. From the brush, Ash answered with a chirp he'd used since he was a cub, and Ember's voice followed like an echo. They gathered on the fallen log, mother and juveniles, silhouetted against the glowing sky, a family portrait. The scene was unchanged, except now the forest listened instead of feared. Sierra's ears twitched, catching the last breeze of the day, her language no longer a mystery. In that quiet, her calls were not a threat, but a legacy of survival. Bobcats don't meow. They speak in a language we're only just beginning to understand, and in the Pinecrest Forest, their voice will never be silenced again.